one guy who was in the infield is now in the outfield. It was a big part of the storylines for the spring training for the Astros. Brian McTaggart reporting that Jose Altuve not letting drops the past 2 days deter him. Obviously not really happy about today's and yesterday's, but one thing I know for sure is I want something to go my way. I'm going to do everything I can to do it. At the end of the day, I'm going to be playing. He goes on to say, or I'm going to be playing. I guess that's the end of the quote. Yeah, that's the end of the quote. I guess he's had some adventures in left field. He's been a second baseman his whole career. He was diminished defensively. Joe Espada and the Astros brass clearly thought that defensively they needed to get better. Yordan Alvarez, the slugger, goes to DH. Altuve will be one of the shortest left fielders in the history of modern baseball. He's in left field. Is it working out?
I mean, you could be critical of it right now because the last couple of days he botched a couple of plays. But it does go to show you, as great as a player as he's been, now this is a relatively easy play. But a couple of the plays that we're seeing right here are with the man on third base. So there's a lot going on right now, not only trying to get to the ball, to try to get his footwork in the right position to catch it and to make a good throw. You're in the middle of the action at second base. Everything, the lane of the game is different from second base. Right. The read of the bat, now you're in left field. You're further away from the action. You're not sure if a guy gets jammed. You're not sure if he hits it off the end of the bat. When you're playing second base, you're looking right at the main part of the diamond.
And you're reacting.
You can see a swing better. A guy gets jammed or hits one off the end of the bat. It's a lot easier. I think in time, he'll make the adjustment. He's a good athlete. But there may be some days that you're going to have to live with him taking a bad route or a bang-bang play. But I think it's worth it.
You pointed out something there, though, that made me think in that both of those plays that you saw were earlier in the week. They were with a man on third base where he's forced to think, okay, my timing, my steps to the ball, you want to be moving forward so I can catch fire to home plate. Things that you just take for granted. Almost, watch this again. You figure almost anybody in the league, if you play baseball at all, you know how to make these plays. But, Dad, he just doesn't have the muscle memory in there. He hasn't been seeing the ball from this angle or getting his steps. So, it's almost like Jazz Chisholm when they put him in center field. It's like it's not natural to him. Now, look, he's got the worst defensive run saved at second base, over the last several years. But, will he be worse in left field? Can he make the mental adjustments?
Okay, think about this. His entire life, he's been catching a ball from a shortstop, right? And catching and turning and throwing across his body. All of a sudden now he's tracking a ball straight in.
It's very different.
And so now he's got to catch a ball in front of him. There's a difference between catching a pop-up as a middle infielder and a guy might be tagging up as opposed to one in center field. You've got to get the route. And it's going to take time. And will there be some mistakes? I'm sure there will. But I think in time, he'll be a serviceable left fielder.
It's second base is a more vital defensive position. I mean, at least it's further along on the defensive spectrum. But you make mistakes in the outfield, you're costing 2 bases a clip.
I get it.
You do a lot of damage out there.
I think there's a lot more action in the middle part of that diamond. A guy like Framber Valdez rolls a lot of ground balls. Most of his life has been short burst, get to second base, look for a throw, and make a quick throw. Now there's a little more thinking, and the brain gets involved.